He's the fan favorite. They love talking about Stafford, the 38-year-old guy. He's the Super Bowl champ. We got the family. Any opportunity to pump McVay and Stafford as a team, they do that. They love this team. They love Aaron Donald, and rightfully so. Best defensive player, but they love to pump up Stafford.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
When you look at Duke, you got to look at Cam Boozer. 18 points. The Bruiser, I may call him. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. I know he shot the ball 1 of 4 from 3, but he's showing his ability to really be a different player than his dad. A little bit more dynamic, a little bit more athletic.
College Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Ashton Genty has been hit behind the line of scrimmage more than any player in the National Football League. Yep. So you just gave him the ball in the end zone. Do the math. How's that going to work out?
It's like what I said earlier.
He got hit behind the line of scrimmage. He got tackled in the end zone.
Yeah.
Oh, they're terrible. But the thing is, Brady, you draft offensive linemen before you draft a star running back. Like they went backwards.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Goff and Mahomes were never taken serious. Hurts won't be, even if they're the 1 seed. Jonathan Taylor plays running back. Stop. Mahomes lost the head-to-head to Josh. Can I confidently eliminate every single person booked behind Josh Allen to at least beat out Josh Allen? So I'm in a head-to-head with Stafford May?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, game day on the grid. Scott and Gabe on a marvelous Monday evening. Whole lot going on, including obviously our Monday Night Football game. San Fran 7-0 over Carolina. Here come all the commercials that Gabe and I talked about in the breaks about how this game has been flying so easily. But the NFL and TV will make sure that doesn't happen that quickly.
Oh, my God. Again.
Another interception? Oh,
McCaffrey fumbled it. Oh, my God. San Francisco recovered it somehow. The ball was bouncing around all over the place, too.
Man,
like the turnover. So, yeah, like, boom. Dude, oh, my God. There was like the dude on Carolina. The first guy on Carolina missed, and the second guy on Carolina missed. And then a lineman fell on it. Like, 2 Panthers had an opportunity to fall on the ball. They both didn't. Wow.
So Carolina, real quickly, is that at the 1-yard line, first and goal, didn't score, had opportunities there to return to
I have Carolina, Wetzel. I'm going to have a heart attack here. I deserve better, bro. I deserve better.
Just dropped a first down pass right in the guy's hands. Their best wide receiver, the first-round draft. I mean, right in his hand, a little 10-yard out. That would have been a first down. So, let's bring in Sean Higgs, winnersandwhiders.com, get his thoughts on the football game. What's going on, Sean? How are you tonight?
What a snooze. I thought this was going to be a little bit of scoring in this game. What the heck? I know, Gabe, you said like they should have 21 points with the turnovers, but man, this is terrible. And
that turnover of Carolina, that Carolina turnover on the goal line killed the total. Like it would have been 14-14 and off and running, right? But the whole script, and you said it earlier, Scott, where you said it like, teams will score on their first drive sometimes, and then for the rest of the game, they suck. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't make this up. Yeah, oh, my God, you can't make this up. Purdy just threw an interception, and there's no flags this time. Like, they're doing everything to let Carolina hang around. J.C. Horn with another interception.
Another one. That's 3 for him tonight. Are we going to see Mac Purdy? Mac Jones?
Where's Mac the knife? Bring him in, baby. Let's go.
Wow. Mac Purdy, you can combine them both. They both still suck.
Both suck.
I don't think Purdy's any better than Mac Jones, though. I don't think there's a drop-off at all. Purdy makes more money than he does, but I think Mac Jones makes less mistakes than Purdy, to be honest. Like,
give Jones
they were winning with Mac Jones. They were winning with Mac Jones.
Yeah. So they got to 7-4.
He won games in New England. Give the guy a shot. Someone's going to sign him this offseason. Who's he on? Jets or Minnesota next year? Where's he quarterbacking?
That was a bad one by Purdy, too. He just threw it over the middle of the field and had no idea Horn played him. Like, Horn was just watching it and timed it perfectly. He's like, all right, I'm gonna let you think he's open, but I'm going to close the ground on this, and he did. Boom. He's a hell of a player, Horn, I got to tell you.
The prime
First round
games
draft
are
pick from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
These are unwatchable. Let's look at these games. Last night, blowout. We had crap fests.
No, this game isn't unwatchable. It's just there's turnovers. But it's I'm entertained.
It's watchable. It's fun to watch.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, if you got over interception props, I guess you're happy. I mean,
there's been worse. Listen, we've been on for every damn primetime game this year. This isn't the worst one by far. Trust me. There's been worse.
I was just saying, Vikings Bears opening day was a terrible one until they woke up in the fourth quarter. I mean, are we going to see 28 points in the fourth quarter in this one?
Are you in a bad mood? You had a bad day of college basketball? You're in a bad mood now?
I'm just saying, like, I'm all right. I mean, I got the Niners.
I got the over this game. Trust me. My anger's growing here. But
the over.
And I'm on Carolina. I deserve a lot better.
Maybe we get some anytime tutties here. You guys, I got the kid Leggett and McMillan over here for Carolina for anytime.
They're moving the ball again, guys. They're picking up big first downs, like you said, Scott, on the ground. Run the damn ball.
Just run the ball. Yeah. Daddle's been great for them. You know, I mean, it's a godsend for them. You wonder why Daddle's let the poor guy go.
Like you said, they fumbled on the goal line and they dropped a third in an easy pass at midfield, and it's only 7-0 still. They made a lot of mistakes. Like, they have an opportunity to let's see if they can finish this the F off they didn't the first time.
They made mistakes, Gabe. How's Brock Purdy doing today? Has he made any mistakes tonight?
No, but they can afford to. Carolina can't. You know, San Fran's at home. They got the crowd. The better team. You know, Carolina can't. You know, as a 7+ point dog, you can't make mistakes and expect to win. You got to play the near perfect game. Maybe not perfect game, but you know,
they've lucked into some good breaks. They got to capitalize. And here's one. Come on, you're first and goal inside the 10. Get it done.
There we go again.
Preferably to one of our guys that we have a touchdown on. That'd be good for us.
So what did you have in the game to start with?
Got the Niners. Got the Niners 6.5. I had an over 45.5 early, and I grabbed Leggett and McMillan anytime tutties. 140 for the one guy, and what's the other guy? He's Leggett. I think was like a 3-1, plus 350 or something. But McMillan was low, plus 140. I thought it'd be. I
have a third and goal.
I thought Purcell could get in.
Third and goal from the 4.
I had a him and CMC parlay. I thought, all right, anytime tutty. I thought this was high flying. I thought we'd get some offense here. Nothing.
Third and goal for the 4. All right, let's play the game. Do they go for it on 4th down? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I don't think they do. Like if you've already screwed up like before. Yeah. Like, take the damn 3.
It's not going to happen until there's a break. You guys know the routine here. It'll be a break when they score. Something's got to happen. How much time you got left? Then you know what's happening. We got a break in the next 30 seconds. There'll be a touchdown off air.
3.5. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. 3.5 minutes.
They got conservative. They got conservative and started throwing the ball sideways here. They were concerned evidently about a turnover. They lost yards. They got to kick a field goal.
God, what are you doing?
They literally lost 5 yards.
You're 6-5 on the road. Go for it.
No. The Giants had that same
your defense is balling.
The game. Yeah, defense is playing well. Don't get some points. You get the ball to start the second half.
Take the 3.
Get some points. You can't have that. Like, I hear that all the time, Sean. Like, what's the your team sucks. So that doesn't mean you got to continue to lose. That doesn't mean you play bad football strategly.
These guys
they're in first place and they're in the playoffs. This is like a playoff
too.
They're in the division here now, so I get taking them. You take the points, defense play well. It's not like the Giants yesterday. You're 2-8. Go for it for all across the field. I love the chicanery and craziness of a team like that. I think we get that next week too with the Giants. Some trick plays against the Patriots, probably, right? 2-8. Where are they going?
Probably.
I can live with that. If you're 2-8, you want to lose. Yeah, and also you want to lose too. Like they're whatever. It's like as a whole, like the organization, they're not going to get mad. They want a better draft pick anyways.
That's what Malik Neighbors. Did you see that tweet from Malik Neighbors from the Giants? Did you guys see that?
No.
He tweeted out. Sometimes I think sometimes now I got to go over his broken English. Sometimes I think they be making us lose on purpose, he wrote, because in no way, bro, do you throw the ball instead of running it to make them burn 2 timeouts. Then you don't kick the field goal. Then they go down and score. Football common sense, he writes. What am I missing? This is from the
He deleted it. He deleted it after, for the record. He deleted it.
Well, it's out there.
You know what?
It's out there, Malik.
But
he's not wrong.
At home.
No, he's not wrong. It's stupid.
Malik Neighbors is watching going, what the hell are we doing? Like,
yeah, that's what we say all the time. Good job being a fan. It's different than on the sideline where you just want to go in there, throw the ball to me. I want the ball. Of course, we're gonna throw it to you. Get ready. Here we go. Two different vantage points.
2 weeks in a row, the Giants did that with this dopey head coach who thinks he's going to get the job on a full-time basis. I mean, stupidity.
But like we just said,
it is true. Those coaches try to prove themselves. You're right. Kafka's trying to make a name. Yeah, he's trying to make a name for himself.
On the same film, he wants to win. Where are you going? Like, do you want me to win games here so we get a bad draft pick? Let's try to win, and if it goes awry, I look like an idiot. He's in a no-win situation, the interim coach, right? He's not guaranteed nothing. He plays conservative. People are like, what do you got to lose? Fire away.
There's not a hope in hell he'll be the coach next year.
Yeah.
I go for it.
More from Sean when we come back.
He's the fan favorite. They love talking about Stafford, the 38-year-old guy. He's the Super Bowl champ. We got the family. Any opportunity to pump McVay and Stafford as a team, they do that. They love this team. They loved Aaron Donald, and rightfully so. Best defensive player, but they love to pump up Stafford.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
When you look at Duke, you got to look at Cam Boozer. 18 points. The Bruiser, I may call him. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. I know he shot the ball 1 of 4 from 3, but he's showing his ability to really be a different player than his dad. A little bit more dynamic, a little bit more athletic.
College Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Ashton Genty has been hit behind the line of scrimmage more than any player in the National Football League. Yep. So you just gave him the ball in the end zone. Do the math. How's that going to work out?
It's like what I said earlier.
He got hit behind the line of scrimmage. He got tackled in the end zone.
Yeah.
Oh, they're terrible. But the thing is, Brady, you draft offensive linemen before you draft a star running back. Like they went backwards.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Goff and Mahomes were never taken serious. Hurts won't be even if they're the 1 seed. Jonathan Taylor plays running back. Stop. Mahomes lost the head-to-head to Josh. Can I confidently eliminate every single person booked behind Josh Allen to at least beat out Josh Allen? So I'm in a head-to-head with Stafford May?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Game day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe checking out all the action. Sean Higgs, winnersandwhiners.com, joining us as he always does. So Carolina kicks the field goal, right? No issue with that. 7-3, they're down. San Fran's get the ball. Nice return on the kickoff, so they got it right around midfield. 2nd and 10 with just over 2 minutes left. Again, fast-moving first half, Sean. 7.5 is the number. Over-under is 36.5. Do you think things are going to flip second half? Where would you go? If you didn't have a dog in the fight so far, where would you go from here?
I'd have to look at the over. just based on the turnovers and where they're taking place. There's been yardage. Right. There's just been some choking to say, I mean, come on, or big plays on the defense, however you want to word it. The offense has been there, but they've just been nipped in the bud, literally, at the goal line twice for each team. I mean, 36.5, I could go over that. I mean, we're at 10. Niners could score here going in, something going. So I would look at the over.
Listen, San Francisco aren't going to turn the ball over every time they touch the ball, right? So you figure they're going to score a couple more touchdowns at least. I think it opens up as well. I would go over to 36.5. I just took over 157.5 in Auburn and the Duck game in Las Vegas. So the second half has started. We've played about 3 minutes. It's 45-44 Auburn right now, Oregon right now. They're going back and forth. It's incredibly close. So 45-44, I just took over 157.5.
That's not a bad number. You know, the pace is way over that, right? You got 89 points, 90 points right now. You only need 66 more, and you got basically the entire second half. What am I missing
with the fouls? Yeah, exactly. And with the fouls. Right. So we should be able to get there.
Yeah.
Hey, Gonzaga and Bama are coming up pretty soon. They're coming out of. So what's the deal? They're playing on multiple courts, I guess, because you got like the UNLV game is at midnight and Michigan's at 10:30. So they got multiple courts going here. But I don't understand the point spread in this game. Dude, what's the deal? Like, why are Gonzaga 4.5-point favorites? Like when I saw this, the first thing I thought was like, well, all right, who's out for Alabama tonight?
Somebody's
and from
out.
what I see, nobody's out. Like, no, like everybody's there. I don't understand this number.
I've done all right picking Bama. I had Bama St. John's, but then I had Purdue over. I think them right. They lost to Purdue. And I took Alabama today. But why do I feel like this is, looking back on
a trap?
Boy, this is a good kind of spot, right? I mean, just like you said,
5.5 now. It's even up to 5.5 on FanDuel.
5.5, huh? Wow.
Who's laying 4.5, 5.5? Like this. Go ahead.
Right. It's like you got a team that's going to score 85 points, and you're giving me, even if they score 80, that's still a lot of points. And you're giving me a bonus points on top of it. A team that gets up and down. As much as I like Alabama, why do I feel like this is we're getting lured right into the 100.
It should be a track meet. It is 178.5, but you have two teams that just want to run.
Gonzaga's pretty good.
Gonzaga's good. They don't go
Gonzaga
over as
hasn't
much
played
this
anybody.
year. Yeah, they played a bunch of just absolute. I've watched them play a couple times, and
they played Arizona State, so we'll give them that. You know what I mean? They have played this. So they played a few teams. They played Oklahoma as well. Yeah, so I'm not going to say they haven't played anybody.
Yeah,
so I guess this is why they're getting some love. But when you compare what Alabama's been through, Alabama played at MSG against St. John's. They played Purdue. They went to Illinois. They beat Illinois on the road. And now we're getting 4.5 on a neutral court. I don't know if they're thinking, West Coast is some sort of like home court for Gonzaga.
Home court. That's
Spokane, Washington's not Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. It's not a short drive down the street here,
Yeah, it's like saying Cincinnati and New York are in the same area. Yeah. I guess. Yeah, like they're 3 hours apart. Like, you know what I mean?
How about Michigan and how about Michigan, San Diego State? Your Wolverines. Also, start with Sean laying 5.5 against SD State.
I like San Diego State. I didn't take them. I liked them. This is another one I look at the line like, was it too easy taking the dogs? Because the dogs I've taken today lost. So it hasn't been a profitable dog day for me today. So I don't know if
But you know what, guys? I'll throw in here about Michigan. If you notice with the Michigan Wolverines, so they haven't been great against the spread, but they're 4-0 straight up. But they've been overpriced all the time. And I've warned people have been overpriced. Like, they were 7.5-point road favorites at TCU. They were, 28.5, 24. The Wake Forest game. They never should have been 15-point favorites against Wake Forest, right? Like, it was too many points to lay in the second game of the year. I almost feel now, because they haven't covered in 3 straight games, that you're almost getting value with Michigan, Scott, that it is down to this price. Yeah. And I get it. If San Diego State are good, they're going to be fired up. San Diego State, Brian Dutcher, their head coach, was the assistant coach with Steve Fisher and the Fab Five. He's got Michigan ties. San Diego State and Michigan are kind of buddies, right? but San Diego State don't have anywhere near the talent that Michigan does. Like, Michigan are going to cover this.
they're always competitive. This is like a home game for them. Come on, they're on the court all the time in tournaments. This is familiar territory for them. Kind of like them a little bit.
Yeah, it's closer than Spokane, but it's not exactly again down the street. San Diego State.
No, but I mean, come on, kids are off. It's Thanksgiving week. You're going to get people there. It's a 2-hour flight. San Diego will have people in the stands. This will be
the people that are going to be in the stands are going to be degenerate gamblers that are in Vegas.
Not the crazy college kids. Yeah,
it's going to be a couple of hundred
SDSU wants to go to Vegas. You're right. No college kids want to go to Vegas, hang out.
It's nice in San Diego. They don't need to leave. The weather's nice.
Yeah. And you got gambling now. Who needs to go to Vegas to go to gambling?
And in fact, I'll tell you right now, there'll be more Michigan fans than San Diego State fans.
Yeah.
Michigan fans actually want to leave Detroit and go to Vegas for a couple of days.
Probably out of Michigan in November.
I've not seen this team play, but I'm curious. Yale is leading by 10. Every year the Ivy League always has one team. I don't know what it is. It's a small, obviously it's an Ivy League school, but it's not the budget for athletics that all these other teams have. And yet they were a 4.5, 5.5 point favorite again over Akron, and they're leading by 10, 54-40.
They just won the Ivy League football too, Scott, over the weekend. They beat Harvard.
Yes. Yep. They did. My daughter was at the game, believe it or not. She goes
to the
game, which is right down the street.
They're going to the playoffs. First time ever that the Ivy League participating in the playoffs, like the North Dakota States of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah. Money drives even the Ivy Leagues. So, Sean, good job as always. Check out all his work, all the picks, winnersandwhiners.com. Thanks, Sean.
He's the fan favorite. They love talking about Stafford, the 38-year-old guy. He's the Super Bowl champ. We got the family. Any opportunity to pump McVay and Stafford as a team, they do that. They love this team. They loved Aaron Donald, and rightfully so. Best defensive player, but they love to pump up Stafford.
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid.
When you look at Duke, you got to look at Cam Boozer. 18 points. The Bruiser, I may call him. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. I know he shot the ball 1 of 4 from 3, but he's showing his ability to really be a different player than his dad. A little bit more dynamic, a little bit more athletic.
College Basketball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Ashton Genty has been hit behind the line of scrimmage more than any player in the National Football League. Yep. So you just gave him the ball in the end zone. Do the math. How's that going to work out?
It's like what I said earlier.
He got hit behind the line of scrimmage. He got tackled in the end zone.
Yeah.
Oh, they're terrible. But the thing is, Brady, you draft offensive linemen before you draft a star running back. Like they went backwards.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Goff and Mahomes were never taken serious. Hurts won't be even if they're the 1 seed. Jonathan Taylor plays running back. Stop. Mahomes lost the head-to-head to Josh. Can I confidently eliminate every single person booked behind Josh Allen to at least beat out Josh Allen? So I'm in a head-to-head with Stafford May?
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe as they approach halftime, final 30 seconds or so. Carolina did try and score, but they couldn't do anything. They got a 4th down here, so they're going to punt the ball away. So with that, let's bring in our halftime guy just before halftime, Mr. Tom Vecchio, who you see in here all the time here on the grid. What's going on, Tom? How are you tonight, bud?
I'm doing good as someone that has first half under 25.5, which is an unusual line. I am thrilled right now. It may not be the prettiest game, but turnovers, points left on the board, I'm fine with it all when bets are going to be cashing.
Yeah. Give me your impressions. I mean, if you're a Carolina guy, or where would you go from here then? All right, so you're going to cash this bet. It's 10-3, obviously, final seconds. So do you bet over? Do you bet another under? You bet Carolina? Where are you going from here then?
Frankly, at this point, if you're still getting 7.5 with the Panthers, I think that's fine at this point. Ideally, I would like to see how that first drive goes on the other side of halftime to start the third quarter, because it's reasonable that this line jumps up past 10. And if you can get a 10.5 number with the Panthers, that would be great, because they're doing their part on defense. Like, the offense needs to step up, but if their defense is doing the part and they can keep them within his arm's reach, 10.5 would just be too much to be out there, and you'd have to take it.
Total's 36.5 now. What do you think, Tom? I think this game will open up in the second. It's pretty much, look, San Francisco have beaten themselves in the first half with the consistent turnovers. I guess it's predicated on what Carolina can give us in the second half. They do get the ball to start the second half, but 36.5 feels like a fair number that we can get to 37 here still.
Right. This is what we always talk about. Like, a team gets to the red zone and they fumble it or they turn it over, they miss a field goal. Like, there are realistically points left on the table for both of these teams. Like, we had a end zone interception for Bryce Young. Like, this game could have very easily been 17-10 going into halftime or something along those 17-7. And we'd be looking at a completely different game. So if you were buying into the offense having positive regression back to the mean of and just operating normally, there could be very easily points on the board coming in the second half. And the Carolina Panthers are playing from behind. The 2 points that they're going to have to start going for potentially will only help that.
Yeah. Not exactly the coming out party that people were maybe hoping with Bryce Young, Tom. 6 of 10 for 28 yards. That's 2.8 yards of completion. And that's Justin Fields like, for goodness sakes. They're giving you about 125 yards more. We'll finalize this when it actually reaches halftime, but it's going to be about 125 yards. I saw it more than what he has right now. They're down 10-3. They're actually running the ball halfway decently, averaging almost 5 yards a carry. Do you go over Bryce Young passing yards, which is, the general bet? Take the losing quarterback and go over his passing yards second half.
You would have to. And I know a lot of people were buying into Bryce Young. I saw his number this morning at 204, and it got bet up to 209. A lot of people buying into him having a big game, and they're looking like I thought this game had the most extreme way of recency bias, where everyone's going to look back at last week and go, Jacoby Brissett threw for 400 yards against the 49ers. Oh, and Bryce Young last week threw for 400 yards against the Falcons. Of course he's going to go over 199. He's going to go over 202, 204, all the way up to 209. The Panthers have a 54 pass play percentage. Bryce Young has gone over 200 yards twice this season, one of which was last week. To see him get to 150 is
behind Josh Allen to at least beat out Josh Allen? So I'm in a head-to-head with Stafford May?
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Let's take a look at a couple of narratives here and play a good game of fade or not fade. And first up, well, the idea that the Chiefs are going to put it all together and win the AFC West, well, that's absolutely gone. Absolute fade from this point on, Donnie, with the Chiefs. Their 10-year reign is over. It's done with.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Football contest season is back, and so is the Las Vegas Football Contest Show. Season 2, the sharpest football contest show in the land, focusing on all three circuits.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe talking with Tom Vecchio, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time, right here on the grid. So halftime, it is 10-3. It's probably not the traditional 10-3 that you'd ever see. That is for sure. San Fran leading it with the point spread. Oddly enough, 7.5-point favorite to start the game. They're up 7. You know, you think that would be 9.5, 10, but it isn't. It's still the same 7.5. That's weird to have a touchdown favorite be up a touchdown, and you got the same point spread. I don't know what they're seeing there. And the over-under now, guys, is down to 34.5. It was 36.5 when we went to break. Now it's 34.5. Boy, they're really –
They thought there could be a field goal before the end of the half, Scott, right?
Yeah.
And they had a chance to, but they just couldn't. Let's give Carolina secondary credit. I mean, is it Brock Purdy off being tonight, or is it Carolina secondary playing well? They have given up some chunk plays, but obviously they've come up with a couple of big plays as well. Listen, if you're Carolina, you know, a lot of things went bad for you. You didn't do anything on offense, but you're not getting blown out. I said to Scott earlier, Tom, if I'm the Panthers, listen, you got to believe that there were some nerves for Carolina, right? This is the biggest game that Bryce Young's played in his NFL career so far. Like, he's never been on Monday Night Football in a spot like this. You know, they have a playoff spot on there. They win tonight, and they're in the playoff bracket, like, when they wake up in the morning. So it's a big game for them. I think they showed some nerves early. Now they can calm down in the second half. I do believe this game opens up in the second half.
Yeah, I would like to believe so. You know, part of my, handicap coming into this is that the Panthers didn't want to turn this game into a shootout. They can't win a game 30-28 over the 49ers. They would want to play this game ugly. So to your point, like, they're in this game still. They get the ball to start the third. And again, to my point, if they don't convert on that or they don't score, that's when the line will jump to 9.5 or 10. And that's when I think the Panthers are absolutely a bet at 10 points or 10.5. But this is kind of going how they would want it. They're within one score at halftime. They're not getting blown out. Their defense is stepping up. It's about the offense. The offense coming into this game was the most important thing for the Panthers. Can they move the ball down? And if we see the 49ers offense turn things around, that's when things get dangerous for the Panthers.
I tell you, we talked about it, right, as far as grabbing some of these Carolina Panther wide receivers. But you know what? Down, up only 7 points, and Carolina gets the ball. So who knows what the score will be when San Fran ends up getting the ball, right? You get Kittle at 19 yards for the second half. He's got 45, and they're giving you 63.5, so only 19 more. McCaffrey's at 40. They're giving you 55.5, so you only need 16.5 more yards. San Fran's not putting its offense in, on the shelf. So I almost like those numbers.
I still think Kittle scores,
San Fran.
Scott.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
like
Kittle scores a touchdown.
Numbers.
Yeah. I really like CMC. That number is just good. They're just going to continue to utilize him more and more. Yeah. And listen, when things aren't working well, if they just want to kind of settle down the offense, pick up first downs, like, of course CMC is going to be the option that they ultimately want to go to.
Well, how about this, Tom?
Go ahead.
I brought it up before the game. CMC was minus 350 to score a touchdown. Ridiculously, stupidly high, obviously. Now it's minus 120. Anytime touchdown, minus 120 now.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Okay, so I see, at least on FanDuel, I have McCaffrey. I'm looking at him at plus 135. which is a number that
even better. Yeah.
You never
What's Dowdle for you? What's Dowdle? What's Dowdle for you?
195.
I got plus 175. Kittle's plus 275 now for me.
Kittle's 430.
Bet365. Stingy on the touchdown market, Bet365 tonight.
That's a big difference. Plus 430 and versus your 270 you said you got
Kittle? Kittle right now is plus 275.
Yeah, listen, Kittle's played well. Like, Kittle's done his job when it's all said, and McCaffrey has done his job when it's all said and done. And listen, they scored the touchdown that could have very easily gone to one of those two instead of going to Jennings, on their first touchdown drive, which was fantastic. When it's all said and done, that was their only good possession. But those guys seeing the ball again, continuing to see the ball, should not be a surprise for us.
Yeah,
Purcell's at 19.5, guys. You've got to believe
I have
he's
a bet
going to
on
catch
him
a couple of balls here.
Right. I have a bet on him at over 19.5 for his longest reception. That's what I liked him coming into the game. To him get to 19, I would like to see it on one play.
Yeah. He's at 6 right now, so we only need 14 yards to go over. I'm going to jump in on that, guys. Ricky Purcell over. I liked him over 41.5 yards coming into the game already, Tom, today. Sound like you liked him, the long route thing. He didn't do much last week early, though. Is this a pattern, or is he's just getting back into shape? Because he only had, one catch last week?
Right. So last week it was a weird game. They started off McCaffrey. Cardinals fumble the ball. McCaffrey gets like a 1 or 2 yard touchdown. Jennings had a good game. McCaffrey had a good game. It was like Pearsall's first game back. He played on 75% of snaps, which I think is more important than him having high volume. Like, he didn't need to have 5 targets for me to be impressed, but him playing 75% of snaps is important. Him getting fully acclimated back into the offense is the most important thing for the 49ers. Like, they need to have 4 viable options: Jennings, Pearsall, Kittle, McCaffrey. No defense can stop all 4 of those players if they're all firing on all cylinders. So just for the fact that they need balance in the offense, Pearsall needs to have a big game either this week. They're playing the Browns, a bye, and then the Titans, if I remember correctly. He's going to have an explosion game at some point.
They targeted him 4 times. I know at least one of the interceptions they were throwing to him.
Right.
So he's got his 2 receptions and 2 other targets. So it's a 10-3. Yeah, I'm going to go with I'm going to go right back on Kittle and McCaffrey. And I don't mind any of those San Francisco guys. I got more faith in San Fran than I do Carolina actually moving the ball. How about any hockey tonight, Tom? You do any hockey tonight?
I didn't. I thought it was a little bit of a weird slate. I know it's surprising for me. I like the Lightning. I didn't like their number. I like the Devils at home to bounce back after a couple of rough losses. But, I don't want, it was like minus 140 when they're missing some of their best players. Jack Hughes is still out. I didn't love that. The Kings interested me just because I think they're a decent team. And again, kind of a spot for them to bounce back against the Sens. We're still missing Brady Tkachuk. I just didn't pull the trigger on anything today. Normally, as I often talk about, I always bet against the Rangers. I also forgot to do that today, but they're going to come away with the win, I guess, over the Blues, who are dreadful. We know that. But no NHL action for me today. I know there's only one game tomorrow, if I remember correctly, or it's just Dallas, Edmonton. It's either tomorrow and then there's a huge slate on Wednesday.
Ottawa are smoking hot. I like the Sens tonight, actually. I think they're a live dog. They're good on the road, too. They're 5-3-2 on the road. They're a good road team.
Yeah. I'll give you guys a little tip. And, Gabe, we talk about this all the time with shots on goal, right? So, Columbus and Washington today. I do my lines. I try and do the stuff in the morning around 11:30 Eastern time, right? So, long story short, Jacob Chychrun for Washington is their number 1 shot on goal guy this year. It's not Alex Ovechkin, right? They had him this morning at 2.5 minus 130. The dude averages well over 3.5 shots on goal, right? And it was only 2.5. When I looked later in the afternoon, it was still 2.5, but it was minus 195. Like, somebody made a mistake making that minus 130. And then Ovechkin, just for comparison's sake, has got 18 shots less. He was over 2-1 on over 2.5. So it goes back to, again, what you and I talk about. Like, these hockey markets, they take the most popular players, but the real value, go get the Jacob Chychrun's of the world. And he had 4 shots on goal tonight, 2 goals. So you would have won easily.
I've always said this, and, last year, Gabe, I think I came on with you, and I don't know if it was Cam, talking about, like, Kirill Marchenko. Like, people don't know, like, who the second line player on the Blue Jackets is. Right. It was him last year. It was also Dmitry Voronkov, his teammate, Laferriere on the Kings. Finding value on those second and third line guys who also see power play time is fantastic.
Yeah. A lot of work, Gabe and I talked about it. It's a lot, but you're better off pick maybe 2-3 games and just say, I'm going to do all the research for these 3 games. And then I can't do 10 games. Otherwise I'll be here all night. But you're right. It's the second line guys that people don't bet them. Who's betting now? Jacob Chikrin. But
it's also, it takes very little for the books to adjust those. Like if someone comes with big action on those, it takes very little to move those lines.
Yeah. So, Tom, good job as always, man. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Of course.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500 to 1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11 to 1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like it just burns up quick. And you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterbill.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy.
Yeah.
But possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now in the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, thanks again, Tom Beck. George, you'll see you here all the time here on the Grid. One quickie as far as the hockey, too, before we go back to the football, which is still at halftime here, getting set to start the second half. I'm done with Nashville, Gabe. I had them quite a bit last year, eventually jumped off the bandwagon. Played their team total over this year. I was going to give them one more shot, but you know what? They're losing again tonight, 5-2 at home. Albeit to Florida, but still, they stink. I don't know what that's. They just got to break that thing up. Come trade deadline, which I know is a ways away. They just got to break it. It's not working for some goofy reason. Don't know. A lot of talented players on that team, but it's just not working for second year in a row.
No, and I don't think they were wrong to give it a chance, and I thought they would be better this year as well. I thought last year was kind of, it's all, I don't know, Scott. Like, it's one of those, case studies. Like, what the hell is going on there? Like, what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this team? Guys, it was 2 years ago, I know, because they played the Vancouver Canucks in the playoffs. And the Predators were kind of injured in the series, but it was a battle. And I remember, Scott, because I talked about a series every game, and I went to the games. Nashville had the second best record in the NHL from January on after the Edmonton Oilers did. And the Oilers went to the Stanley Cup. right? So, like, you figure, all right, Nashville's knocking on the door. They're really good, but they got a bunch of sort of grinders. They need, like, some stars. So they bring in a couple of stars, and they got worse, like a lot worse, like terrible. Like, they went from being a playoff team every year to being, like, a lottery team. Like, they're terrible, Scott. Like you said, they've got no choice. I totally agree with you. And they get this. The Stamkos rumors are flying flat. You know, he's got a no trade, though. So he can pick his spot, dude. Like, so he can shut down stuff and he can handpick where he wants to go. The Leafs are struggling, and that's the new rumor, that he finally ends up with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's from Toronto. He wanted to sign there before. When he was a free agent with Tampa before, he actually met with the Leafs and stuff, but like, this was not this contract. I'm talking like it's pretty, like 7-8 years ago type thing. He met with the Leafs, and he's from there. He grew up wanting to be a Leaf and all that type of stuff, and the tax difference was just too much. Because he makes, like, he was getting, like, the elite amount of money and stuff. And basically it was like a $22 million difference to him. And he said, guys, I'm losing $22 million. I just can't do this. Like, for the union, I can't. For my wife, I can't. Like, I can't tell them, oh, I want to be a Leaf. And, like, you know, they're under responsibility too, right? Not to take less money, right? They're part of a union, right? And when you're a star player, you got to jack the money up. You can't do deals and stuff like that. It pisses everybody off. Because, like Marty Brodeur used to do that with the Devils all the time. He'd give him a hometown discount because he didn't want to leave. And it's like, dude, if you're only making $5 million and you're one of the best goalies in the league, it's hard for any other goalie to get paid because they say, well, look, Marty Brodeur's the best and he only makes $5 million. It's like, yeah, because he's an idiot and he wants to stay. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those type of deals. Like, no, because he faces 20 shots a game only, and he has good numbers, and he has a good thing going. He doesn't want to rattle it, but. So I'm just stating that, I would break it up too. And Nashville, Scott, they have a lot of tradable parts. Teams will definitely want them.
Absolutely.
Hell, Canuck fans are talking about Stamkos right now.
Stamkos, Philip Forsberg, Marchessault. I mean, Stastny. That's a good core. They've lost 10 of 12 heading into tonight, and they're losing 5-2 in the third. So now they're going to lose.
Fire another coach? Could a coach? But I don't even think it's a coach that could reach them because they're all veterans.
Yeah.
Like, you're all guys that have been in the league and won before and stuff like that. So it's kind of bizarre.
Place to play. You know, when they were good, Gabe, you know, those Nashville games at home, they were almost impossible to beat. Say that.
Are they having too much fun in Nashville? Or are they out on that little country strip every night? Like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't hear that, though. I don't hear that. And I would hear that. Like, hockey, there's always rumor that you hear everything about hockey teams. Like, I don't hear, the Preds aren't serious and they're out in Nashville partying every night. I don't hear that about them. Like, it's just Saros is shaky. Their goalie. He can be good, but but he's one of those dudes, like, he can be good, but he can be, like, average and bad. And it seems like he's more average than bad than good. Same thing happened in the Four Nations, Scott, last year. They started Saros and they caught on fast. They made Lankinen the Canuck backup goalie, the goalie of Finland. Like, that was Finland. That's all you need to know. Like, they were like, Saros is out. Like, we're putting Lankinen in. You know, so the 3rd and 7, and Carolina can't get man, they move the ball a little bit. The second half off and running. They move the ball, but they get stopped on the 3rd and 7. It's dangerous for the Panthers because they're one score away from this game blowing up on them and not covering type stuff. Like, they need to get, like, they got to put points on the board, man.
Yeah.
They just can't do it.
I don't think, not that they're not capable, but you go down 2 TDs, you know, on the road in San Fran.
Not with this offense,
Yeah.
And give credit to the Niner defense. Niner defense is balling right now.
Yeah. You know, it's just maybe, you know, the opportunity was just too big for them. Maybe they're just not ready for that stage. You hate to think you know what, let me check their schedule real quickly. I want to see who they play next week and see if they could just, you know, get this out of the system.
Well, they're fortunate. They're battling for the division. They don't really have to worry about the wild card, so it's really the Buccaneers are their issue. And the Bucs are like a free fall.
They got the Rams next week. Then they got a bye, and then they got New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Tampa Bay again. Yikes. It's not easy.
That's a problem.
That's not an easy road.
And what are they getting now in this game? So up to 10.5 now. 30, 10.5, 33.5. Alabama and Gonzaga have started. I did take Alabama plus the 4.5. I took the over in the basketball game. It's a little lighter scoring than we would like. The in-game total is down to 170.5 right now, but you can still get 3.5 with Bama, and they are winning 11-9 right now. I think Bama's a money line play, but I'll just take the points. Close. It could be a close game, but I really don't understand this number, Scott. And I do like Michigan tonight against San Diego State. This is a flex spot for Michigan, and I'm with you. Unlike Higgs, I do not believe that there is going to be thousands of San Diego State fans that made the trip tonight. There'll be more Michigan fans. Dude, Michigan are popular, right? Michigan aren't on the West Coast a lot, so people are like, oh, it's a chance to see Michigan, right?
Yeah, the Michigan alum are all over the place. So, I don't put too much.
Michigan have money. Michigan alum have money too, so it's a trip to Vegas, little party, Yeah.
So I took Alabama in the over as well. So we're both in the same boat. All right, In-Game Live continues here in the grid.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500-1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11-1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like it just burns up quick, and you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterby.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy, but possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now on the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back In-Game Live, Game Day on the Grid, closing out hour number 2. We'll get back to the football here in a sec. Just a quick update with the 2 NBA games that went final. Raptors did win, covered the spread, 110-99 over the Cadavers. Ingram with 37. Pistons beat the Pacers 122-117, so they didn't cover the number. I had the over Cade Cunningham. I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game, right? Over under 24.5. What's he finished with? 24. Naturally,
of course,
by the hook. Of course, right? Close
it was brought
game,
up
everything
earlier.
I would have wanted.
Yeah,
so.
It was brought up earlier with Tom about the second and third line players in the NHL, and the fact is, we'll get into this in the future with betting 101 and stuff. But I'm telling you, Scott, like especially in the NBA, the star player props, they're
tough.
They're literally so. Like SGA scores 33 a night, his prop is 32.5. Yeah. Like there's no edge to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no, when you're betting a prop, you want to find an edge where it's like, yeah, this guy scores like 13 points a night, but his prop is 6.5. No one talks about him, right? Everybody talks about Cunningham. Man, people talk about like these star players. Ingram's kind of flying under the radar because he's on the Raptors, right? So, they're not as publicized as some other teams. They're not on national television ever. so people don't really realize as quickly. But like I said, his prop was 20.5 tonight, and he dropped 37 when it's all said and done. And now R.J. Barrett's going to be out of the Raptors lineup, I think, for the next week and a half or so, 2 weeks. They don't know. They're being secretive. They said sort of day by day, and then they said, or a little longer. Like, I'm assuming he's out for a couple of weeks type thing. So it'll open up the door, more shots for Brandon Ingram right now, which I don't think he's bothered by that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's
I don't think
get an
any
opportunity
player
to pad his stats, get some more shots up.
Yeah.
Listen,
So
injuries
they're
happen, but the Raptors are a pretty deep team. But it's pretty impressive, man. 13-5 right now, right? You can say, oh, you know, who they beat. Well, the Cavaliers are a good team. The Cavaliers are beat up, but they're playing their teams that are on their schedule. And the fact is, the Eastern Conference isn't very good. So they're going to be able to rack up some W's, the Raptors. This is serious right now. I mean, they're putting themselves like out of that sort of play-in picture thing, right? These wins count early. If you can rack up a bunch of wins early, you just go 500 the rest of the season after, and you're in a good spot.
They're in second place in the Eastern Conference. Forget about play-in.
Exactly.
I mean, you're looking at home court advantage. I mean, it's
like when people were talking, best case scenario is a play-in for the Raptors this year. I was like, no, it isn't. They could be a top 6 team in the conference.
Yeah. San Fran's got the ball, and they're moving there at the Carolina 45-yard line, I see, or 37 now. So, and the props, we said play the over Kittle, right, and over McCaffrey second half. Those are the ones that I was throwing you at. He's up to 59 now, and McCaffrey's up to 53. So McCaffrey
it's taken a long time.
Yeah, it's chewing it up. They think and don't.
Like they're chewing up the clock, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if they're able to finish off. But Carolina got the ball once to start the half. They didn't do anything with it, and now San Francisco, we're at the 7:40 mark now, and they just picked up another first down. So they're very systematic in taking their time in doing this.
Yeah. Pearso still has his 2 for 6, so nothing there. Jennings 2 for 15. Yeah, Carolina
I've got Kittle
only
to score a touchdown, and I played McCaffrey to score a touchdown too at the half that we talked about at -120. So if San Francisco scores, I'm hoping that at least it's McCaffrey or Kittle here.
Right. You would think it would be at least one of the two, right? I mean,
you would hope.
The chances.
I didn't think it would be Jennings to score the first touchdown of the game. How many people had that?
Yeah. Down to 32.5. Now beginning to wonder, again, is Carolina going to play ball? That's why I like the under to begin with, the concern with Carolina. Of course, I figured San Fran would put 30 on the board. But
me too. They haven't had to because Carolina's only at 3, right? It's been a weird pace of this game. But we're going to see, Scott. Let's say San Francisco gets up 17-3. Carolina's not going to have a choice but to throw the football. So will they be able to move the ball, or are they going to get intercepted and the wheels are just going to fall off and the game is going to turn into a rout? But this is, it's starting to slip away from the Panthers. San Francisco gave them numerous opportunities, Scott. Right? The interceptions, the fumble that they didn't recover, that you had the ball on the 1-yard line, you didn't score the touchdown. San Francisco gave you a chance, guys, to hang around in this game, man, and you didn't take the chance. And now it looks like it's slipping away.
Yeah. Bryce Young, his number is only 132.5. He's got 40. So they're giving you less than, we'll just say 90 yards. 90 yards. You don't see that too often with a quarterback on a losing team.
If it keeps getting lower, I'll buy in, Scott. Listen, San Francisco could eat more clock up, and it could drop another few yards.
Yeah, get it down to closer to a little bit to 100 or so. Then we'll hop on board. All right, more coming up in Game Live.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500 to 1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season, that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11-1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like it just burns up quick, and you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterby.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy.
Yeah.
But possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now in the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Hour number 3 of our 3.5 hour extravaganza. We'll see. We'll take it to the end of the Monday Night Football game. It is 10-3. Taking a look at some of the things. We got a little NHL, a little NBA, but football is obviously the focus here. Hit a bunch of our props. I see things are locked up, Gabe. So my TV set's a little bit slower. I got San Fran at the Carolina 19-yard line. I know it's back up there. San Fran laying 12.5 now, thinking they're going to score some points here. Over under still 32.5. I think I'm going to hop in on the 32.5. I'll take my chances. Who knows? Maybe San Fran puts 30 on the board. They win 30-3, but I'll go 32.5. That's low enough for me.
I got a 33.5, and I actually played it when it was 36.5. So I'm hoping that it somehow opens up right now, but it looks like San Francisco will score. It's taken a while, but they keep converting on third down. Carolina's defense does a pretty good job of getting him into third down, but if they need 6, they get 7 type of deal. So they keep on just sort of chipping away, and Carolina just getting worn out. It seems inevitable. They're about to be down 17-3. Now they got an injured player down on the field, and the timeouts begin, Scott, one after another. You'll see the TV timeouts.
Yeah.
As
the old injured player. Yeah.
This has been a fast NFL game, guys. Yeah, like there's 5 minutes left in the third, and they started less than 2 hours ago. Like they started at 8:15 Eastern time. This game is cruising along, and it doesn't matter how fast it's going. They'll miraculously have TV timeouts and injured players, and like when the guy's down on the field there, like instead of like, all right, hurry up and get him off the field, the refs went over.
Right.
So no rush. Don't worry about it. We're going to go to a break here. Don't worry. It's all good. We're going to go to a break here.
Challenges will take 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes for a challenge. That's really obvious, Hold up. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
They've got to get this at least to 11 o'clock Eastern, right? So they will. Yeah. Like, we'll be with you for the next hour plus here tonight. But, up to 13.5 now. I don't know. This game is slipping away from me. I told you I had buyer's remorse before the game, which probably wasn't a good idea to take it then. I just sort of, figured with a teaser we could get there, but Carolina's offense just giving us absolutely nothing. The college basketball has been pretty good for me, though. I am on Auburn on the money line, and they're up by 8 right now with 40 seconds left. I'm hoping to get that in-game total, but I'm not sure we will. We're at 150 with 39 seconds left. Alabama's got up 27-24 right now on Gonzaga. They've had the lead for most of the first half here. 7 minutes left, TV timeout. 177.5 is the in-game total. Gonzaga now minus 135 on the money line. I played Arkansas State tonight as well. I played them on the money line. They were laying 4. I didn't want to play around today, so I was like, I'll just lay the 180, right? I don't want to lay the 4 and have to sweat it out. So they were up big. They're only up by 7 right now on Jacksonville State, but so hopefully I can close out these two. And then, like I talked about, I got that Michigan Wolverines at the back end of a parlay. So And we won the Raptor bet tonight, so the hardwood's been pretty good for us tonight, better than the gridiron so far.
Yeah, need a couple more points out of Auburn and Oregon. They're playing the foul game though. We're at 80-73 with 26 seconds left. This is the beauty of college basketball versus the NBA. The NBA, they would just play it out. All right, we lost by 7, whatever.
I need Oregon not to quit. Yeah, I need them to play this out.
Yeah, I got it at 155.5 or 156.5. I'm gonna tease myself and see what this final score ends with, and then I'll double check.
Auburn. I got 157.5, unfortunately. And there's the touchdown for McCaffrey, minus 120. So we cashed that at least.
Nice.
That was a good bet, man, down from minus 350, right? Yeah. We're at the half. You figured he was going to get the ball in the second half. 12-yard touchdown run for McCaffrey. So we'll take it. We'll take it, minus 120.
Yeah. That's why I like to play the interception props. FanDuel this year hasn't been offering them, but years past they would offer them at halftime to give you updated lines. And normally it's right around pick-up, depending on the quarterback. But if they go through the first half, it's like almost 2-1, 210, 220 sometimes on a quarterback to throw. And I like it where neither quarterback threw an interception in the first half. Then you play both second half, and all you need is one, and you still want it as a straight bet. And chances are very good one of the two ends up throwing an interception in the second half. So, but same thing with McCaffrey, point being. He didn't score, and the line came way down, but it's still odds are he's going to score a touchdown when everything is said and done. And
now,
he did there.
I brought it up before, Bryce Young's going to have to start throwing the football now on every, you know what I mean? So now the odds for, now his interception prop becomes far more in play right now. And I guess his yardage prop, but I don't know. I mean, they don't seem to be able to get anything going, right? So is he suddenly going to start connecting? Like for him to get, I got 136.5 right now. That's the number I see. So he's at 40 yards. For him, so it is less than 100. For him to do this, there's going to have to be a chunk play, guys. Everything's been dink and dunk for them. Like he needs like a 40-yard, catch here, pass to get this number going.
Yeah. I tell you, Gabe, they have, they got number one wide receivers, right? Legette's a number one. He's not playing like it, but he's a first-round draft choice. McMillan's a first-round draft choice, albeit young guys, both of them. McMillan younger than Legette, but they should be able to throw the ball. I mean, it's not like they're playing with a bunch of scrubs on the outside, or at least not theoretically anyway. He's got 40 yards passing, 7 of 12. And he's not looked good at all. Like, those numbers are reflective of how bad. He's had a couple of drops, at least one anyway we saw, but he's been off too.
Their entire passing attack has just been overwhelmed. The wide receivers aren't getting open. Yeah. He's not playing well. Like nothing is working for them. And it's not like San Francisco going to go into a prevent defense, but with that being stated, I guess if there's one coach that has blown a lot of leads before, it's Shanahan. But this isn't the Super Bowl. This isn't the Super Bowl, and we're playing, they're playing the Carolina Panthers right now. But, I mean, this game seems to be all but done, to be honest. I have zero confidence in the Panthers coming back right now. And I don't even know where the points – I don't know where the point's going to come from, Scott. I mean, we're 17-3 right now. Let's say, it's 33.5 now. Let's say the Niners score another touchdown. They're going to be pretty content at 24-3 right after that. I don't even know. Can we get to 34 in this game? If we do, it's going to be because, Carolina's going to have to score, and pretty quickly, too. I mean, they've only touched the ball once to start this second half.
They only got 4 first downs, Gabe. We're final 3-4 minutes of the third quarter, and they only have 4 first downs. Shanahan, I'll give you the numbers for Shanahan. Since 2020, 13 losses when leading by 10 points or more. That's the most in the NFL. I thought there was one more I had negative. There's a whole bunch about him being lousy when they're trailing.
Do anything about it? That's the question. Can Carolina do anything about it, right?
Yeah. Boy, if they can't, if things go sour, right, in this season for Carolina, we gave their schedule. It's a tough schedule. They're battling for first place right now, but with the Rams up next week, you got to figure that's going to be a loss. They got at New Orleans. Okay, you should win that, but then Tampa Bay twice in Seattle. They could go 1-5 down the stretch, 1-6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1-5 down the stretch, and end up with 7 wins. And then what do you do
Oh
with
yeah, the
Bryce
wheels.
Young?
The wheels could fall off.
Yeah.
Well,
you
Bryce
come back
Young has
with
had
that next year?
yeah, he's had a pretty good year. His development has been pretty good, all things considering. Right? They weren't supposed to be this good, to be honest. They've already gone over their win total. What was it, 5.5? So they've already gone over their win total this year. They've exceeded expectations. Last year was a disaster. It'll be Canales' third year. It'll be another year with Bryce Young. So I think next year is sort of like, all right, take that next step. Because they're still kind of talent challenged. Let's be real. I mean, Dowdle.
You got to pick up the option for Bryce Young at the end of this year. $20 million plus for year number 5. Do you do that?
Yeah, they'll pick up the option. Yes. Yeah. And then they'll have to decide after whether they want to pay him $50 million. Right? That's going to be the question.
That'll be a good problem. That'll be a good problem to have because that means he's actually good. But, yeah. Let's see how good it can be in the fourth quarter here coming up in Game Live.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500 to 1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11 to 1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like it just burns up quick, and you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterby.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy, but possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now in the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Carolina trying to make a game of it. Down 14, but they're moving the ball down the field, Gabe. Deacon and Duncan, I think they realize they can't throw the ball 15 yards down the field, so they're doing these quick little outs, running backs, slants to the wide receivers, and, they got it inside San Francisco territory. Closing moments of the third quarter, down only 14. It's one of those things where if they come back,
we've seen this before, though.
Going to be saying, yeah.
We've seen this before with Carolina. They have gotten in, you know what I mean? They've moved the ball a little bit, but they've been unable to finish when they get to these tighter spots. So they got a 1st and 10, but I don't know if you saw the graphic, guys, but they put it up on the screen. Hard to believe, Scott, but the Carolina Panthers have 2 comebacks of 14 or more points this year, most in the NFL. Yeah, so we'll see if they can pull this off against Carolina, against San Francisco. That'll be saying something. I'll tell you what, but they are moving the ball. This ball, I don't know what Bryce Young was doing on this one, where he was throwing it to. He just threw it over the middle of the field to nobody. But 17-6 doesn't really do them a lot of good, so I imagine they start to get into 4-down territory here as well.
Yeah. They came back against the Falcons, right? They were down 21-6. Did the Dolphins have a 14-0? I think the Dolphins had a 14-0 lead or 17-0
Touchdown
lead.
Panthers, Scott.
Wow.
Tet McMillan.
There you go.
There it is. Bryce Young settles in. Boom. 29-yard touchdown pass. We talked about his prop, so now he's going to get there. Scott, I wish I jumped in. See, fun. Yeah. That was their best drive of the game. That was like, and you and I always talk about it. Get it going with the screen game, with the running backs, man. And that's what they did. They used Dowdle and Hubbard on that. And they were both fresh. All right, one they threw to the right side, to the left side. They had the defense going back and forth with fresh running backs, Scott, just catching these little dump-offs, picking up 6, 7, 8 yards. Put it in a 2nd and 2 instead of we're in 3rd and 13. No, let's play ahead of the sticks. All right, they're fired up on the sidelines now. See if their defense can come up with a stop.
Mm-hmm. Now we got 27 points, too. I grabbed it at over 32.5. I know you said, 36.5,
I had my reservations. So, yeah.
Yeah, now it's hard to have an NFL game that
even
long.
now. 37. Let me see. I played it in the same game parlay, and I moved the number sort of as without making the parlay not pay. What do I have? Over. Well, I got over 40.5, Scott. I'm out of this. Ooh. I got a TK. Yeah, the teaser was to 42. I had the Panthers, right? But no, you're right. I did bet an in-game. I did bet the in-game over, let me see. I had 36.5 or 37. I got multiple books open here. What did I get here? 36.5. Yeah, 36.5. So, 10, you know what? We got a puncher's chance. 10 more points. Yeah. 36.5.
You get San Fran to score one time, even a field goal, and then, you get the, by the way, touchdown. That's the difference between 1 point, right? 37.5, you need 2 TDs. 36.5, you get the field goal out of San Fran. By the way, TD out of Carolina.
Oh, no. I got them plus 7.5, and they're going for 2.
Oh, because there was a penalty on San Fran on the extra point. Don't do this, Carolina. Don't.
You got to be kidding me. I got you plus the points, and you do this to me.
And they didn't get it.
Of course they didn't get it. Why would you do that? Just make it 17-10, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? When you're thinking, you're not cocky, you're going to get a lead on the Niners, you're playing ahead, Canales? You're lucky it's 17-10 right now. Why? Why?
And it's a pass, Gabe, from the 1 yard line. What's the difference?
Give it to Dowdle or Hubbard then.
Yeah, what's the difference if you're at the 1 or the 2 if you're going to throw the ball anyway? If you're going to go for 2, okay, decide you're going to go for 2. I don't agree with it, but don't decide, because instead of being at the 2 or 3 yard line, I'm at the 1, that now
we're going to throw it.
The ball.
Not to mention, you already threw an interception from the damn goal line earlier today.
Yeah, exactly. Good point, right? And again, where's the tush push then? You got it at the 1. You just push them in.
You can't make that up, especially when you believe the actual point spread is 7.5 too. So you got to be kidding me.
Right.
You're really Canales. Really, you and I just talked about it before. These coaches got to make a name for themselves. Oh, I'm bold. I don't know. I know. It's dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's 17-10. You got momentum. You and I have talked about it. Now you go off the field kind of God damn, man, we're down by 8. You look up, Bryce Young is upset now. He's sitting there looking upset at the iPad right now. Instead of everyone high-fiving and going, damn, man, we're down 7. Let's go, right? You want to go for 2 and be bold? Go for it next time. Oh, we're going to go for the win. Whatever, fine.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell you're doing this for. Exactly, Scott. You want to be bold? Fine. Go be bold. But what are you doing now?
It's really
to kick a damn field goal. Now you're going to be down 11. You guys an idiot.
Yeah. It's really the number one reason why I don't like going for 2. I don't want to walk off that field scoring a touchdown and being dejected.
Not to mention, Scott,
and more importantly, have San Fran walk off the field to be thrilled.
Just blew to 36.5 up, too. I needed 10 points.
And by the way, yes. By the way, you blew my bet as well. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Way to go. Way to be aggressive. They all think they're Dan Campbell. Everyone thinks they're Dan Campbell now. Go for it on 4th down. Then don't be Aaron Glenn yesterday in a 10-7 game third quarters going for it from his own 40-yard line in a close game. Doesn't get it. Ravens score a couple plays later. It's a 10-point game over. What are you doing? These coaches are – I've never seen so many stupid game minutia coaches than what we have in the game right now. They don't know how to run a game. It's like –
It's a good –
who cares?
It's a good point that people talk about the quality of the league now, and it's not really the players. The players are faster, bigger, stronger than they've ever been. It's the coaching. There's a lot of bad coaching going on in the National Football League. Bad coordinating, bad play calling, bad decisions, bad coaching, bad preparation. There's just a lot of bad coaches in the NFL, man.
They don't know how to run a game. They just
like
don't.
Look at Stefanski.
X's and O's, great.
Guys like Teflon or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's getting Zach Taylors of the world and Stefanski's of the world. Like, and then you get the new stiffs that think they're all geniuses, these coordinators that last a year or two before they get fired. Yeah. They get sent back to being coordinators again.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, I'm going right back on Kittle. I'm going to go right back on McCaffrey. Both are less than 5 yards receiving yards. I think San Fran's going to come out throwing.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500 to 1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11 to 1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like, it just burns up quick. And you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterby.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy, but possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now in the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. So they just started the fourth quarter. Scott and Gabe watching all the action. I think we'll be joined by Brady Cannon here in a little bit. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to go right on those San Francisco props I brought up before. Now they just raised them. Oh, no, there you go. George Kittle's at 79 yards. FanDuel's kind of screwing up right now because they're giving you over 78 yards. So I would make that bet as much as I could if they keep those numbers up. But they got McCaffrey, 53 yards, Gabe, over-under for him receiving. These are receiving yards, 54.5. So they're giving you basically a yard or two. It's early fourth quarter, first play of the fourth quarter. It's a one-score game. To think San Fran's going to sit on the ball in a one-score game is crazy to me. I would be all over these San Fran. I've been saying it the whole day. And you should have made some money if you've been following us. But I think these guys are going to go over. I think they're going to go right back to the well. They're two best players. Why not?
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall's the only one that really hasn't been in the mix here. We already hit the McCaffrey touchdown in the second half, and we jumped in on Kittle's number. at the half as well, over 64.5. He was at like 46 or whatnot. He's at 78 now, like Scott stated. So he's gone over his number. They're moving the ball. McCaffrey popped a big run. He's lucky. He fumbled the ball again, but he was down, but just barely. Like, he kind of got away with one again. It's just been, just missing for Carolina with these fumbles with McCaffrey. But an impressive drive for the Niners. We'll see. They have been able to finish their drives, right? So we'll see if the Niners are able to finish this drive as well. But total up to 38.5 right now. So this game is opening up as we thought it would.
Yeah.
I gave up on it, but it's opening up. It's better late than never, I guess, right? It's got to be.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, right? But in the last 5 minutes, we've had a couple of touchdowns, and now San Francisco is suddenly moving the ball quickly down the field here.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to get to the 49.5. It takes something crazy for that to happen, maybe an overtime, which is a possibility. One-score game.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, I don't think that happens. But, yeah, it's up to 39.5. It just keeps creeping up and up, though.
Yeah. I guess they're encouraged by that Carolina drive, Gabe. They're anticipating San Francisco scoring a touchdown here, and then, Carolina being able to get at least one more score when everything is said and done.
Or Carolina throwing a pick or a pick six or something crazy. Yeah, you know what I mean? But you're right. They're thinking there could be 2 more touchdowns in this football game. Man, though, Canales really threw everything for a loop. For the point spread, the total, that point really could come into play for people's teasers later on.
Yeah. Kind of moment of truth here for Carolina, too, right? Their defense has done a pretty good job with those interceptions, keeping the point total down. They've given up some yards, but 17 points is not I'm sure they would have signed up for that fourth quarter.
You've done
right?
your job. Yeah, if you've held them to 17 points.
Yeah, but they got to make a stop. This is okay. Game's on the line. They just scored. Got a little mojo here. Get a stop here. And I say that San Fran's down to the 17-yard line. All right, so much for that.
Yeah, the thing is, you could be down by 10. Even if they kick a field goal, suddenly you're going to be down by 11. You're down by 2 scores. You need the 2 again. You dug yourself a little hole. It was too early to do that. You know what I mean? There's no reason to do this right now. Every time Carolina have been good on first and second downs quite often, and they've done the same thing here, right? They've got them in like a 3rd and 14 coming up here, but San Francisco have been really good at sort of just, when they need 13, they get 14. So we'll see if they can get the stop here, but even if they do, they're still down 11.
Yeah. 2 scores to killer. Now the clock, 10.5 minutes left. You have time, and if you're San Fran at this point, 3rd and 18, right, just don't do anything stupid. Just hand the ball off. Although they fumbled a couple times tonight, but I don't know if I would be dropping Brock Purdy back to pass at this point.
They're 7 of 10 on 3rd down tonight. Like I said, they've consistently converted these.
Can't get them off the field. Look at the first down comparisons. Now, Carolina picked up a couple on that last drive, but it is 22.
They've only converted 1. Right? I think they've only converted 1 3rd down all evening.
Yeah, 1 of 6. And they're 7 of 10.
So they just got stuffed. They got stuffed. 4th and 6. So it's there's a chip shot coming up. They're showing the injuries. So Carolina's defense is ravaged by injuries tonight. J.C. Horn got knocked out of the game with a concussion. And I didn't see that. I saw he was sort of a little wobbly, but I didn't realize he got knocked out of the game with a concussion. They lost one of their linebackers earlier. The kick is good, so a 29-yard field goal is good. 20-9, 9:21 remaining in the game.
All right. 35.5. It actually lowered to 35.5 because they only got the field goal. How about that? And an 8.5 for San Francisco with the point spread. Interesting. But they would lower it that much. So, in-game live, we'll check out, update all the other numbers and check out some of those college basketball scores as well. Maybe Grady Cannon would join us.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law and nominee ceiling. was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500 to 1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11 to 1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like it just burns up quick, and you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterby.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy, but possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now in the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 3 and change as we watch the football game. Little basketball, little NHL, college basketball as well. By the way, Auburn and Oregon, 157 it ended up with. So I was going between 155 and a half, 156 and a half. I looked it up. I actually got it 156 and a half. So cha-ching, little half-point winner by me with the over in that in-game live one.
I lost. I'm the one that gave the pick, Scott. You won. I'm the one that gave the pick, and I lost.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, pick by me, winner. I'm the one that gave the pick one, so you didn't even bring it up. I did. So, but I'm the one that lost. I got it at 157 and a half.
That sucks. That sucks. Sorry about that. And there you go. You just one little flip, one little half a point. It's amazing how many times.
Wetzel takes credit for his win.
Yeah.
Another win by me. You didn't even give the pick.
I'll send you a tip. By the way, it's just NBA. New Orleans blew out the typical NBA, right? Just throw it out there real quick. 143-130 New Orleans in regulation against the Bulls. They win. 273 points. NBA at its finest tonight. So didn't like the Rockets tonight. Laying 2.5 or so. I believe the line was at Phoenix. Kevin Durant going back to the Phoenix for the first time. So, played there for 6-7 years. And they're up 13. 52-39. I wouldn't necessarily lay the 12.5. If anything, I'd probably take Phoenix, to tell you the truth, plus 12.5. Do like the over a little bit at 216.5. You got 91 points with 3 minutes and change left. So I think that goes over the 216. That's a pretty good number for an NBA game in 2025. So do like that. And then you got Utah
I would say
Golden State.
I would say take the over 181 in Gonzaga and Alabama now. 45-42 Zags. Gonzaga ended the first half strong and closed the half strong. So Gonzaga suddenly up by 3 is 4.5-point favorites, but it is the track meet that we expected it to be. Gonzaga put up 45 in the first. They're probably going to get into the 90s, and Alabama aren't going anywhere, and Alabama are going to keep on coming and playing the tempo that they do. So I do think the game is going to go over 181 and a half, and the Michigan game is getting ready to tip off with San Diego State, and the numbers climb back up right now. It's been bouncing around all day. I see a 5.5 now, total 149. I do believe that Michigan will cover the number in this game. I think San Diego State will hang around. It'll be close, like with 10 minutes left, but Michigan ends up winning by 9 or so. I've already got Michigan in a money line parlay, but I do believe the Wolverines will cover the number as well.
All right. I'm going to go over 2.5. It's a little juice right now, so I wouldn't put it in minus 215. Right? Who wants to do that unless you got a playing partner for a parlay? But Ottawa and LA are scoreless. 8 minutes left to go, second period, and it's 2.5. Again, minus 215. So wait a couple of minutes, get it down into that minus 165, hopefully range. Hopefully they don't score, as crazy as that sounds, and then I'll go over. I'll take my chances. I've seen LA play a bunch of 1-0 games. I get that. Could be. But I'll take my chances they get 3 goals in that contest when everything is said and done. So maybe an empty netter. Who knows? But 2.5's not a bad little number if you can lower the juice a little bit on that.
I'll say that Michigan and San Diego State, too, that the over's in play. I think the number is accurate, but they'll probably get into the low 150s. San Diego State can score. Right, you know what I mean? They're known for, their defense first, but if you look at their games this year, they have actually scored. They haven't really played anybody, and somewhat of a concern. Look, Troy scored 108 on them. All right, they got into a track meet with Troy. Now, Michigan don't really play track meets, but they are good offensively. They're efficient offensively. So I could see this game being like 80 to 73 type of deal. Creeps over the number. What is it, 148 right now? It's a fair number, but I think it gets there. So the total's 149 right now at right before tip-off here.
Let's bring in Brady Cannon. Fourth quarter here, NFL. Carolina on the move, down 11, 20-9. They do have it at the San Francisco.
And there's the interception.
Like that.
Bryce Young is moving the ball. He's moving the ball, and then he throws an interception over the middle of the field. You know it was inevitable, right?
What is that,
you need
5
big plays.
or 6 interceptions now in this game?
Yeah, if Brady, that's the thing. If you're a team that you don't throw deep and you want to nickel and dime things, if you're going to run 12 plays on a drive, you're going to make a mistake eventually. And there's the dreaded mistake that I just knew was effing coming.
Yeah, I mean, you figure Carolina's probably going to have one more chance to cover this number. They're going to have to stop San Francisco here, who's really going to start to try and bleed clock. It's been the Christian McCaffrey show all night long. This guy's got, close to 150 yards from scrimmage, I believe. He's got a touchdown. And, the first time he's ever faced his former team, he has really gone off here. Brock Purdy has gotten things worked out. He's pretty, played it pretty efficiently too and close to the vest as well, Gabe. He hasn't really, when he's tried to throw the ball downfield, it's been picked off. But, I think overall he has the better team around him. You've got a couple of key injuries suffered on the Carolina side. J.C. Horn, namely, who had 2 interceptions already in this game. But it's been a fairly ugly football game. And again, if you're a Carolina backer, I think you've got one more shot. Get a stop, and then you need a touchdown.
All right, so that's the scene. Would you do it? 10.5 right now, so they're making you pay the price. Obviously, they're down 11. Do you think they get the stop? And then, even a field goal would still keep you in the ball game. Would you be willing to take the 10.5 now or over 32.5?
I would take the 10.5. I do believe Carolina will get one more score to get inside that number. Let's see. A touchdown obviously puts you over the third. I'd take over. Yeah. I'd take over 30 because if the Niners score here, then they almost give Carolina another score as well, right? So, yeah, we could definitely have 2 more scores in this game.
Yeah. What did you have beginning of the game? Did you think Carolina was going to cover?
I took Carolina plus the 7.5. Yeah, and I'm not dead yet. And, it's been mistakes on both sides.
We've had our chances, Brady. I'm on Carolina, right. And we've had our opportunities. The early goal line interception was just such a killer just for the sort of pace of the game. Tie the game early. I didn't like going for 2 there. I don't know why the hell Canales decided to go for 2. Yep. Just make it a 7-point game. Now we're down 11. Right, it's just sort of it's snowballed. We're gonna have to find a way to get a stop here, and like you said, it's going to be McCaffrey 3 times in a row here.
And that might be okay. The Carolina defense is okay. They are again missing some players because they've lost players to injury during this game. But I think they plays. Can. Yeah, they have. And they know what to expect. They know it's a heavy dose of McCaffrey. And, I've seen the 49ers offense stall plenty of times. I do believe they'll have a shot. It was pretty interesting, and it tells you how important numbers are in this game we call sports betting. I know wise guys took the Niners laying 6 or 6.5, and I know other wise guys that took the Panthers getting 7 or getting 7.5. So, nobody really jumped in at 7, but less than 7 or more than 7, and they were on opposite sides and got, smart guys that do this for a living.
Yeah.
And then Canales makes that call and pulls the carpet out from under everyone's key number.
Right.
That's going to be talked about tomorrow if they end up kicking a field goal and losing by 8. I find it amazing, guys, that, listen, San Fran's got 6.5 minutes or so to run out the game clock. That's almost impossible to do, right? Especially with 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. So Carolina is going to get the ball back. Barring a touchdown, they're in a position to get the backdoor cover, and yet they're giving you Carolina plus 10.5, plus 182.
Whoa.
That's a big
They just showed the highlight, too, of the interception. The Niners got away with this. Look at this. They grabbed his jersey and his arm. They pulled him back. That's why the ball got intercepted. And it wasn't called.
You might get a makeup call because of that.
Wow. Interesting.
You guys know how that works.
That replay. Yeah. Little Kansas City Chief action for the San Francisco 49ers. But still, like I said, I find it interesting that you're asking you to lay 10.5 minus almost 2-1 with San Francisco, knowing that Carolina's going to get the ball.
Yeah. Right? No, I don't agree with that. That's the computer, not a human being. I got to believe.
Yeah.
The computer does not have any faith in Carolina.
No, it does not. A little AI access computer Carolina.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500-1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11-1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like it just burns up quick. And you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterby.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy, but possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carden Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now in the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. So probable last drive for the Carolina Panthers, right? Down 20-9. Scott Gabe talking with Brady Cannon, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time here on the Grid. So 4.5 minutes left to go. Carolina's got the ball, 2nd and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Point spread now is 10.5. The original number was 7.5. The problem is if you got Carolina, and I think ultimately they score, but the problem is the field goal is still very much in play for them guys. And if they kick, if it's 4th and 5 from the San Francisco 30-yard line, instead of going for it, they'll kick the field goal because it's a 2-score game. I would think they would anyway. And then they end up being trailed by 8 and you lose by the hook. That's that 2-point conversion try that we talked about so many times. So It's not a given that they score, but I think they punch it in. I really do. You know what? I would take a flight. When it was 10.5 plus money, I would do it. It's 7.5 now. I wouldn't do that now, but
I've got them at 9.5.
The opportunity was there.
I've got them at a 9.5 right now.
It's
so
back to 7.5. They're in 49er territory, and it's back to 7.5. We're at our original number now.
But they've done this a lot.
Still at 32.5.
Like they've gotten to the 30 and 40 a lot. Like this is where things get adventurous for them, right?
That's right. Here's where we get the interception.
let's just call it out for what it is. Like there's been a lot of times where it's like, hey, the Panthers are moving the ball. And nice play by Bryce Young here. He nearly got sacked, but he bought some time and he actually completed a pass. So they're on the 25-yard line right now. And I've been waiting for my Xavier Leggett prop to kick in. That was to him. What's the flag here? There's a flag on the play. Man, these referees are really pinching Carolina
This could be your makeup call. This could be, defensive holding or something like that. But, I assume they'll decline it. Did they get the first down?
No, he's an idiot. The wide receiver stepped out of bounds on his own and came back into play and caught the ball.
Not good.
Wow.
He wasn't touched either. Like he stepped out of bounds on his own.
Right.
Not a huge deal. 2nd and 15 from the San Francisco 46 now. Spread does go back to 8.5.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The adventure begins, though. Like they get to the 50, and this is where they hit the wall.
And that's why they're the Carolina Panthers, right? I said it pregame when I was on Game Time Decisions with Kevin Walsh that I think the Niners, are maybe a little bit better than what they present on the field because they are so banged up. They're starting to get healthy again. But I think Carolina, I don't think they're necessarily as good as their record would suggest. And the fact that they're playing for first place in the division, it's a lousy division, but who have they beaten? They had a lucky win over the Cowboys. They beat the Falcons. They're not a great team. And I think that's being evident. True. Did beat the Packers.
I don't think they're great.
Cleveland Browns, but
now they're in a 3rd and 18.
Oof, yeah. Wow. This is basically it at this.
That's what I said. They get the first down, and then it's just chaos for them, right?
And it's like indicative or a microcosm of exactly what their organization is. They show some promise, and then maybe still a couple of years away, guys. You're not there yet. So I think Canales has done a good job.
Stepping out of bounds. Stepping out of bounds, really crushed them. Would have been first down on the 25-yard line. Instead, it turned into 2nd and long. He gets sacked. He nearly got sacked on the play before, and he got away with it. But this time he gets sacked. Now we're in miracle 3rd and 18 mode here.
Now you might get the pass interference call.
You know what now? But if you're Carolina, now you think about, don't worry so much about 18. Try to get in. You need the field goal still anyway. Yeah. So try to pick up at least 10 here. Not all or nothing. You know what I mean?
A lot of time left. 3.5 minutes left.
That's what they do. So. They get it to the 38-yard line. So do they go for it here or no? You got to kick the field goal.
55-yarder?
Fourth and
There's
what?
Your prop, Gabe. There's your over 50
I didn't get it in. Remember, it locked on me as I tried.
That's right.
Yeah,
Would you want it right now?
Well, I got him at plus 9.5 right now, Scott, so I kind of have it already.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Right. It's a 57-yarder.
And they're lining up to kick it?
Yeah, and if he makes it, this son of a bitch going for 2 is the point spread difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
4th and 8. Any issue, guys, going for it instead of going for it, rather?
No, I think it's probably the right call.
Nowhere close.
Jesus. No. Oh, God. This is a really bad performance by the Panthers.
Yeah. This is the time. You can lose, and you can even lose badly, but these are this is where you go back to the game when we talked about are they ready for this moment? And they've been given so many opportunities, and they just spit up on themselves. It's no, the turnovers, the going for 2 when they shouldn't, the passing the ball 1st and goal from the 1. Those are all signs of a team that it's not ready for the moment. It just isn't.
That's what I was saying. They're showing some signs of promise, but they're still a couple of years away. They're not mature enough yet. I don't think they have enough veteran savvy yet. They're not there yet. They can move the ball down the field, but they can't close the door. They haven't matured to that point yet. I don't think Bryce Young has. I don't know if the coach has. But again, it's overall it's been a pretty good season for them, I believe. I think to this point they've exceeded expectations, but they're not close to competing in a playoff game, I don't think.
The Niners got a hand. The Niners got a hand on the field goal. That's why it was so off. Sort of like a guy just basically grazed it with his fingertips. Because the kicker wouldn't have been not like that off, but it was. Now it's almost, they're going to have to do this again somehow. Try to get the ball back again. Yeah. Can they pull off another 3 and out? They still have 2 timeouts, right? They got 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning.
They're going to have to use them here.
Yeah. Basically, 1 first down and the game's over. That's really.
Yeah, well, or they get the ball with no timeouts and 30 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah, but they're down 2 scores. So as far as winning and losing, game's over. But as far as covering, you're right. Complete 1 long pass, kick a field goal, do an onside kick with 15, 20 seconds left. We've seen it done before. So, but, yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Slim.
Bryce Young,
not much.
9 yards passing, 2 interceptions.
Ugly game. Another primetime game that's kind of been a snoozer.
Yeah, we've had a lot of turnovers and stuff, and we've had some action. It's not like 6-3 boring.
Yeah, there's been worse ones.
True. Randy, good job, man.
Big third down coming up.
The future of the prediction markets, I think, at least for now, may be in the hands of the federal courts. But the good news for those who support prediction markets is that these court battles may last for another 2 to 3 years before we get clarity around the law. And nominee Seelig was handpicked by Donald Trump, not because he was neutral on prediction markets, but because he would do nothing to slow it down.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A huge number out there on Cason Wallace to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500 to 1. That is worth your attention. And a number that I talked about before the season that I still think should be lower is Mark Daigneault to win Coach of the Year at 11 to 1 in the NBA. If they win 70, he's a lock for top 3. If they win 73, it's his.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
What are those things called?
A shooting star.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that one. Like it just burns up quick. And you love it while you can see it, and bing, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Right.
That's my fear for Cam Scatterby.
Yeah, and that's not a big deal, but I will say it's weird, and it seems like he really enjoys that attention, which is all fine because he's a young guy, but possibly dangerous in a city like New York.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Close to $1 million in volume being traded right now in the Offensive Player of the Year. If you did put $100 down on Jonathan Taylor, that would pay back $143, so a 43% increase on your money that you had. There are a lot of long shots in here, but it doesn't feel like those would be good bets. Like, hey, I'm going to put it on Justin Herbert. Well, yeah, if Justin Herbert wins it, Joe, a $100 wager would pay back $10,000. They even have a market for if you want to bet Malik Neighbors.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Perhaps our final segment, Scott and Gabe. Thanks again, Brady Cannon, for joining us. So, 2-minute warning. They're getting set to run a 4th and 1 game at the Carolina 44. San Fran gets the first down, game over, because Carolina doesn't have any more timeouts. Now, they could punt the ball as well. If I wasn't worried at all about point spreads or anything, I probably would punt the ball. But, knowing you could get 1 yard, you're San Fran, you're at home. I got no issues whatsoever them going for it, and I probably would, to tell you the truth. Get the 1 yard.
They're going to go for it, just ice the game. Because what's the fear if they get stopped that Carolina's going to score twice? If it was a playoff game, you know what? You kind of maybe you punt the ball. It's 4th and 1. I think they're going to go for it. We're coming out of the 2-minute warning. Carolina is out of timeouts as well, so it'll be a wrap. Right. It'll be right into a victory formation for San Francisco if they pick this up. I imagine they will be going for it, though. The second half has started in Vegas. Gonzaga are up 53-48. And now we got a real track meet going on here, 55-48 right now. So, look, we're already up to we've already surpassed 100 points. We're at 103 points right now, and there's still 16 minutes left. In-game total is 180.
Wow. Yeah. Crazy as it sounds, it's not that far off from the original number, right? 176 and a half.
Close at 178.
Close at 178. Yeah. So it's not easy betting it over in an Alabama game. Well, you watch them play it up and down, the threes and everything, and then you look at the scoreboard, you're like, okay, we're on pace for 180 points. Yeah, but that's the number basically. You get one minute, no scoring, and all of a sudden you're under that pace. So
let's see. So you know what? San Francisco is going to punt.
Wow.
They lined up to try to get them to jump, and they didn't.
Well, what are they going to gain, Gabe? 20 yards? That's at the Carolina 44. They call timeout. Okay.
So maybe now they go for it again. I don't know. I mean, what they're doing here. Now it's bizarre.
If it's one score, okay. You're up 2 scores. You're at the 44. You punt the ball, goes into the end zone. You gain 20, 25 yards. I mean, versus winning the game and sending everybody home. Why give them the chance of scoring a quick touchdown, doing an onside kick? It's not impossible, but they would have
Carolina backers are praying that they do.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You don't want them to go for it. Yeah, you want that punt. This goes back to the onside kick about not doing an onside kick late in the game.
So they go with the QB sneak on 4th down and they get it.
There you go.
Game, set, match.
Game, set, match. 20-9. Game goes
20-9.
San Fran. Yeah, San Fran covers. So
barely.
I did okay tonight. Yeah, barely. And then the 2-point conversion didn't come into play when everything is said and done. Right, so win by 10 versus 11. So. But still, it was still dumb. Still dumb.
Michigan winning 23-13 already.
Nice.
On San Diego State. And Gonzaga up 7 now on Alabama. So Gonzaga, we wondered about why they were a favorite. They're getting it done right now.
You know what, though? I think that's, in a high-scoring game like that, you're going to have your ebbs and flows. You will. Grab yourself a couple of extra points, 6.5 points. It's early second half. That's a long ways to go. So I'm not going to necessarily double down because I got them at 4.5. But if it got up to like 8.5, I definitely would. I don't think they're going to get blown out. I really don't. Hit 3 out of my 4 opening pickoffs. I hit with the T, San Fran and the under. Receiving yards, McCaffrey and Kittle. The only one I missed, believe it or not, Brock Purdy and Bryce Young did not get 15 yards. I don't know who did. I'm assuming it was Bryce Young, but it was ruled a loser on my ticket there. So they did not go for 15 yards each quarter. Nice. It seems like a nice easy bet.
Ricky Pearsall, two catches, only 6 yards this evening. Wow. Very surprised about that. He had 1 catch last week, too, so it's funny because this kid got shot once in return like 10 days later and played well, but he's had a hard time returning from this injury and getting back into this offense. Kittle ends up with 78 yards tonight. McCaffrey, 89 rushing yards and 53 receiving yards. So it was the McCaffrey and Kittle show tonight.
How good is the NFC West? They are now 20-9 against the spread versus the NFL. Not counting, obviously, NFC West games and teams. 20-9. So 2-2 this week. San Fran's holding up their end of the bargain. Another cover. So
seems to be a little fight or something. What's just happened here? Wow. Jennings just went up to someone and punched him in the face with his helmet after the game.
Have a great night, folks. Talk to you tomorrow.